yes. The public definitely does want this because the response that we usually get after the performance, it is beautiful. It's nice to see that people still do appreciate our music. People wish there were like more of us here. But it's just that it can't happen with us not having like a place where we are being employed at. So that part is quite difficult. But people are here. People do want this music. People always give us the best response. And it always warms my heart to get those responses after a good performance. It just warms my heart that what we're doing is still important to people.
So lovely to meet you here on Zoom, Sine.
Lovely to meet you too. Petra, is that how I pronounce your name?
Yeah, Petra. Yes. Are you in Johannesburg at the moment?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Are you originally from Johannesburg?
No, I am originally from Eastern Cape.
Okay.
Eastern Cape, yes. That's where I'm from a small town called King Williamstown.
Oh, I know King Williamstown. Yeah. But there's a lot of singers coming from Eastern Cape. A lot of wonderful singers. It must be something of the area, something in the water.
I think it just starts from, the high school choirs, primary choirs, the competitions that we usually have every year. So that's where we actually find ourselves, most of us.
I spoke to Sunny Boy Ladla. Do you know Sunny Boy?
Yes, I do.
He's also from that area somewhere.
I'm not sure where he's from. I'm not sure, but I do know that, you'll find a lot of us from the Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape is just a big province. So we come from all these small parts of it.
But he also talked about the choirs. I'm so glad you talk about the choirs, because how important is that, not only just for the singing, but also for that community and for that place to belong, and such a beautiful art form.
It is super important because, first of all, that's where we get taught discipline. And that's where you see you get to find yourself. Secondly, that you actually love this thing of singing. You actually see that you actually can sing. That's where you grow your confidence. So most of us that just make those decisions after we've like sang in choirs for years in high school. Then you actually take that decision. Like me, I took that decision in high school when I was doing matric, that actually this is what I want to pursue as a career. I don't want to do anything that has to do with maths. I hated maths. So I wanted to do something different, something that I was passionate about. So that's why I went at that route. So we get taught from a young age discipline and how to carry ourselves and how, to be disciplined, most of all. Yeah.
And it's also that idea of, if and it's like if you don't have anything, you still you have your voice. You don't need any instrument. You don't need to buy something to sing in a choir. You just need to sing and use your own instrument.
Well, that is true. If you have your voice, you feel like you have everything. But it's always nice to learn to play other instruments. Especially for us as singers, it becomes important to you to know at least a bit of piano. But I know most of us singers, we really don't like give enough time for instruments. We only focus on our instrument. But as I'm growing and as I'm performing more and more, I see that there is a need for us to actually learn a bit, or if not more, about piano. So we are able to tune ourselves. So we're able to when we're rehearsing, warming up, use it more. So it
Mm.
is important as time goes. As much as at the beginning we didn't see any, use of it or any need of it, but I
Yeah,
actually see now that it's actually as
should
important.
be. Yeah. And this is where it's also so important, I think, for schools to provide this, provide the opportunity to study some form of art, music or dancing or painting, or so that children have the opportunity to choose and to get that experience of which way they want to go. So you could from school decide, okay, this is what I want to do, but you could only do it from this experience of singing in the choir.
Mm. But schools this side are different. For instance, I went to a public school.
Mm.
So where I went to school, there was no music as a subject. So I was only taught music as a subject in varsity, and that was a very difficult period of my life because I didn't understand any of it. I only knew how to sing, and I thought that would be it, and I thought that was enough. So for children who are in public schools like I went, uh, don't find it easy to transition from high school to varsity because that is the most difficult time because you don't understand the staff notation, you don't understand how this works. It literally feels like maths. It literally
Really?
feels like maths. It
Mm.
becomes so difficult because you think you go to varsity to just sing,
Mm.
but there's a whole lot more. There's piano lessons, there's languages. So it becomes a bit of a struggle, but you do
Yeah.
get into it as time goes. So the only thing that I would wish for public schools in this side to change would be that, to at
Mm.
least introduce music as a subject so that for those children who would want to do music as a subject, you know, would find it easy in the future to just transition from that.
But for you, from going from school to university, did you have to apply? Did you have to audition, and how did you get into university?
So I had to audition,
Mm.
and auditions were held in Cape Town. So I was at UCT. So from the Eastern Cape, I had to take a bus for all those hours, go to
Really?
Cape Town and audition, and it was just a 1 day thing. So I
Mm.
auditioned. And then I had to go back home same day. I had to take the next bus off and then
Really?
go back home.
Mm.
And then I was just crossing fingers and waiting for an email saying something. And then one day in January, I was looking at my emails and then I was like, okay, I'm seeing something saying University of Cape Town admission. Yeah, that was the happiest day of my life
Oh,
when I saw
thank
that I was actually accepted. I was like, okay, this is my chance. I have to make things happen. This is my chance. And it was also I wouldn't say pressure, but it was important to me to go to varsity because I'm a firstborn. So my siblings are just looking up to me. So
Mm.
it was important to me to do things right so that they can follow, not necessarily do exactly what I do, but so they can see, so I can set an example that studying is good.
Mm.
You can never go wrong with that. So it was just that's how my journey started. To be quite honest.
But also that, like you say, that by the way, you gave me goosebumps when you said that. Told this about the email coming through, because yeah, it is, you put all your hopes in on it, and you, like you say,
Mm,
you are the example, and you want to show that with determination and hard work that you achieve something.
mm,
But
mm,
how wonderful. But how did that, you said it was difficult for you with music and things that you didn't know and the different languages, but was this a good challenge for you, would you say? I mean, do you find now that you can look back and see, okay, I've achieved that, so, bring on the next challenge?
it helped me so much. I won't lie. As much as at the time it felt like I wouldn't survive it. I didn't like it so much.
Mm.
It felt so, it was so daunting. It was so difficult for me. I at some point I even asked myself if I made the right decision.
Really?
Uh, and I knew I loved singing. I loved performing, but I was just asking myself these questions: that did you make the right choice with
Mm.
this career? But at some point, I just told myself that I am here. This is what I like. I shouldn't expect everything to be easy.
Mm.
So I decided to go the positive route.
Mm.
Learn. I tried by all means.
Mm.
And at some point, when I saw that this is actually becoming a bit easier now, I started enjoying it. I started, seeing myself graduating, because those first days, months, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I
Really?
will, I will even get to a point where I'm graduating. So it was that tough for me. I found it very tough. But the moment I graduated, when I look back, I am so grateful that I didn't give up, that I stayed and pushed even when it was difficult. I think the fact that I knew at the back of my mind that I'm doing this to be a good performer one day kept me going, because performance is everything to me. So that at the back of my mind kept replaying, playing. So that kept me going, that you are doing well. You are going places with this. Carry on. So yeah, at some point it
Wow.
became better.
Sine, but this is so great that you're sharing this, because I wonder how many young artists, are exactly in this position, that you want to do it so much, but you have to go through this first before you can become the performer. So
Yes.
wonderful that you are so open and honest about this. This is very inspirational. But do you
Mm.
think also, and afterwards, or when you graduated, um, what was the possibilities in South Africa for you?
To be honest, there's very few, close to none, opportunities in South Africa. Um, we only have one opera house in Cape Town. There's nothing in all the other provinces, as much as we would like. Would really love to have more opportunities here, to work from home, to share our gifts with our people here. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Hence, you find a lot of us, we are applying to go abroad, because that's where more and more opportunities are at. But for me, um, I've been in South Africa ever since I graduated, and I have been pushing and trying to make means for me to keep performing. So what kept me going was, I would go and knock on those doors. I would make sure that I get gigs on a monthly basis, perform for corporate companies, perform for any events that are coming, classical events. I would make sure that I keep tabs on that, so that I am able to find, performance gigs in every month. So that's how I've been, trying to maintain my bread this side. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it's enough. It's honestly not enough,
Mm.
because I'm not performing as often as I would like,
Mm.
and I am not getting enough stage, experience as I would
Mm.
like. So now I am back to my dream of, going abroad and having to find work there and having to find more experience in terms of staging. So I am grinding on that again. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I lost that dream, but I think I did put it on pause for a few years. But now I just felt like, this is now back my time. I
Yeah.
should just, go back on that dream because it's still valid. It still has fire. So I should go back and just keep pursuing it and see where it actually takes me, because I definitely won't get what I want here in South Africa
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's not
Which is so sad, really, because I spoke to Richard Cock a while ago, and he's the. Do you know Richard Cock? He's the conductor and does a lot for music in South Africa, and also a lot of helping young artists getting abroad. But he was also saying South Africa is losing the talent, because everybody's going, and there should be more opportunities in South Africa to keep singers like you there.
very much true. And, one of the people that have been making sure that I am making money, I am performing more often, is Richard Cork.
Really?
Yes, I have been working with him ever since I got to Gauteng. He has been so helpful. He has been so helpful in my journey here. He's one of the people who make sure that every month I have something to do.
Mhm.
Every month. So I have been working with him here during his requiems, your picnic concerts, almost everything that he does. He makes sure that he contacts me and see if he can give me something. So he's just one of the people that I'm really grateful to have.
Amazing. Mm,
Yes. So he makes sure. I do agree with you that he
mm,
is he does want, South African performers to be here, but it's impossible. It's not happening because there's nothing literally for us here. Hence, he's been trying by all means to just give me things that he can, month to month, if he can. So I am really, really grateful to have him.
And for you, moving from the Cape to Johannesburg, was that a big transition for you?
It was.
Really?
It really, really was, because I was used to Cape Town, and Cape Town being the first big city that I was at from Eastern Cape. So it was a big move for me. And then from Cape Town to Gauteng. And I felt like Gauteng was dry in every way. I
Really?
just felt, yes, I didn't think I would actually make things happen like I am now. I didn't see that. I was so stressed that what am I doing? What
Really?
am I doing here? I literally know no one
Mm,
who's in the performance world here.
mm,
Of course, I did have friends who were also studying music,
mm.
but they wouldn't, be talking about what's happening here. They would also be complaining that there's not really
Oh, yeah.
anything happening, until I started, researching that about who is here that I can connect with. that can help me perform, that can give me gigs. And I started making those connections, slowly, until I met Richard Cork, until I met Harold Zeta, until I met, other people like Mr. Zungu and the others. So I started, making those connections. Things started becoming easier because now I would get calls, now I would get texts. We need you here, we need you here. And that felt really, really good that, things now are starting to happen. At least I'm not just sitting here and doing nothing because that would literally kill me.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. But I also admire South Africans for South African artists for how you, in spite of all the not having the concert halls and the theaters, that you still do your thing. Because I also spoke with, and I can't remember his name now, from Josie Opera. The guy who's got Josie Opera.
Kenya.
Yeah. And everybody's doing their thing. Everybody's trying and doing their best to also for the public, because the public also wants this.
Yes. The public definitely does want this because the response that we usually get after the performance, it is beautiful. It's nice to see that people still do appreciate our music. People wish there were like more of us here. But it's just that it can't happen with us not having like a place where we are being employed at. So that part is quite difficult. But people are here. People do want this music. People always give us the best response. And it always warms my heart to get those responses after a good performance. It just warms my heart that what we're doing is still important to people. People are still hungry for it. It's just a pity that we don't have, the necessary platforms for us to, to perform and get employed. Because at some point we need security. We need to get, a salary that is stable. So you can't live on gigs only. You need something stable. So that's where the topic of leaving South Africa comes back in.
But I also see on Instagram you've got beautiful style. I mean, your dresses, your outfits are so beautiful. I can see also now that you've got such a beautiful style on you. So is fashion and that sort of thing, is that also your interest?
It is. I love looking good. I really enjoy dolling myself up. I feel like it's a thing. It's a friendship thing because my friends are also like me.
Oh, okay.
My friends are also like me. I have my other friend, Sinesipho, who's also a mezzo soprano. She loves dressing up. So we would doll ourselves up, because I feel like if you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
You carry yourself in a different way. So that is very important for me. That is super important for me. I need to feel good about myself all the time. all the time. Once I feel good, you know, I give everyone a good attitude, a good energy. I perform well because I'm happy from the inside. So I
Yeah.
always make sure that I look really good. But I feel like it's just an important thing to just look good and neat so
Mm,
that people can see how serious you are, how serious you take
exactly.
yourself.
Mm.
Yes, so I feel like it starts from the outside, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it is, and I think it's part of the package, you know, part of the person singing this. For me, I always look at that, you know, as well. It's like when I go and see a ballet, the costumes always fascinate me. So I think there's so much in art that, um, you know, that attract people. So it's
Mm,
not just this singing, but it's all this around it as well.
That's actually true. That's
Mm.
actually true. So take everything seriously. You
Yeah,
don't know, you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's there. Take everything
exactly.
seriously.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, exactly. But do you think also what you are doing now in South Africa for young singers or for young people coming up, that you can be an example, you know, or sort of paving the way for uh, young younger singers to think, okay, there is a career, there is somewhere I can go or something I can do.
I think for young singers, it is very inspirational for them. And also, it really means a lot for me as well to see them react in a very heartwarming way.
Mm.
I was I had a performance with Richard Cork. I think it was last month, if not a few months ago, where we had some high school students in the theater. By the time I finished performing, I got a standing ovation from
Oh,
everybody,
wow.
including the students. They were screaming my name. They were screaming my name
Really?
right there and then. I was so emotional. It felt so surreal. It felt so good to have them scream my name, meaning they see me, they recognize me, they recognize my work, you know, and it's so important for me to, you know, show them that even if we don't really have platforms here, but you can actually make things happen. You can
Yeah.
actually make things happen. Do not be afraid to push your dream.
Mm.
And if it's not if you're not where you'd want to be at the time, still work towards it. Don't just sit back.
Mm.
Work towards it. People will know about you. People know about you because, you know, your work is out there. Once your work is out there, people will start to ask
Exactly.
questions.
Mm.
So it's really, really important for me to show them that. And I can see now that they actually see that it's doable, because even if I bump into one of the students
Mm.
and I don't know them, but you'd see them coming through.
Mm.
So they're excited. I
Yeah.
would get hugs, and it would just warm my heart that
Yeah.
okay, you know, they actually see me, they see my work, and they are, you know, inspired by it, and that is everything to me. That is everything to me. So, by the time I reach, you know, I get to my dream, which I know I will, it would be just a cherry on top. They would
Yeah.
actually see that when you put your energy on something that you want, you can achieve it.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I spoke to Cuba. He's from KwaZulu Natal, and he does these theater pieces. He goes to schools and do these little theater pieces, and he has just a bag with a few props in it, and he's trying to show the children that with art, through drama or through acting, you don't need a lot, but you can you can do something, that art, you can just do something with it. And also he does writing courses or writing workshops and so on. And I think, and also now that you talked about singing for a school, I think it's so valuable. I think it's so valuable that these children see,
Mm.
you don't, it's not always about the maths and the sciences, although that is important, but art is just as important, and it can do just as, it can serve a great purpose.
That's actually very true. I say this because I took time earlier this year to go back to where I attended high school. They were preparing for the school's choir competitions. And I went there. I volunteered to help them, especially with the soloists, because I know that I was once a soloist there and I was known for my voice. So the teachers remembered me. Oh, Sinesipho, you're back. I would love for you to help out with our soloists, with the choir. And I would go there every day to help the soloists, those kids sing beautifully. And it just excited me, each and every day when I went there. I would get so excited. I would just think back that I was actually in the same position. I was just as young as them. I was doing the same thing, and I was so passionate about what I was doing. So it's important for me to talk to them and help them sing the right way with the knowledge that I have now, and help them, get ready for the competition. And at some point, they did also hear my singing because there was some sort of a workshop for all the high schools from my township. And I was asked to actually render something for them. And they were so blown away. The response I got, they were super excited because they were calling me ma'am. Oh, ma'am, you sing so well.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. I was like, I actually like this. I
Yeah.
actually really, really like this. So from there, they were like, we respect you. We respect you so much. And then, yeah, they were so excited for the competitions. And I also didn't know I enjoyed that. I really didn't know. But it's something I would actually do again. I would actually go back again and help the next bunch that is going to prepare for next year. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's something that I would want to do every year for them.
I think it's so important. I think that, like Cuba, I know he goes Cuba, the storyteller, but uh, that's what he also said is you can teach through art. You can uplift through art. There's so much you can do through any form of art. And I think it's, especially a country like South Africa, bring people together, and through art, you see these communities do the most amazing things through bringing people together through art. So it's people like you that make the change, the power of one, I believe.
Hmm. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Petra.
Now, great that you went back and that you voluntarily do that, because I think it's also um, so great that you give back to the community.
It's very important. It's very because you think that they don't see what I'm doing here. But when I actually go back home, when I bump into, my old teachers, the people that I grew up with, they would be like, we see you, we see what you're doing there. We see what you're doing so great. Don't stop, to see someone from a small township where there's nothing really going on happening for people. You go and make a name for yourself in those big cities. We see you and we appreciate your work. And it's just it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. You'd see my siblings that they sometimes they don't even believe that we're from the same house.
Really?
They're like,
Oh.
you are doing so well. You
Mm.
know, you are pushing, you are just encouraging us to follow our hearts, to follow and actually pursue what we want, what we're passionate about. We know that it's not always a good idea to follow passion, but I made that risk. You know, I took that decision that I am going to follow passion. I want to be happy in this life. I want to be happy with my decision, because
Exactly.
I know I just knew if I chose to do, social working or any other thing that I did not like, I was not going to be happy. I feel like I was always going to have that room that I want to do music. So I didn't take that chance. I just took that risk, and because I remember my mom asking me, Sinesipho, what are you going to eat, my child, with this music thing?
Yeah.
What are you going to eat? And
Mm.
I was like, Mom, trust me, I will
Mm.
make it happen. I don't know yet, but I will make it happen. By the time she saw the things that I had achieved in varsity, uh, she started becoming so proud. She is still proud. She is super proud now. She's
Ab-
like, okay, I
Absolutely.
see your
Yeah.
vision. I see your vision. I now, she's happy about the decision that I took many years ago.
But this is also the thing. It's, people think art is just a side thing, or that it can't be a real job, but it can. And it has to have that value that people accept that you have to earn a salary and can earn a salary by being an artist, and that it's not just seen as something that you do on the side.
I so wish people can just see it. And for me, it was just a different, uh, thing for me, because it wasn't just basically how I fell in love with, opera or classical music was through my parents. My parents were both in a choir, and my dad was the one who pursued his dream of being a singer. A singer. He's a tenor. He went to, um, to pursue his dream in London, and then he was working for quite a few years there. And then I was just that girl that, my dad works in London.
Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna bring
really?
me clothes. And when he came back, he would always make me listen to opera. He would
Really?
he would play
Mm.
opera all the time, and I started feeling like falling in love with the music. And when I actually made that decision to go and study music at UCT, I told him, Henry, and he was very supportive. He was like, "Do it." And my mom at the side was like, "Oh, what are you going to eat?" Nah, I don't think so. So
Yeah.
they're both so
Mm.
supportive. My entire family is supportive, so it's just a nice feeling to know that you have your people backing you. It's so nice. So it makes it easy for me to just, even if it's tough, I move on. I
Exactly.
keep on
Yeah.
pushing because I have my people
Mm.
backing me.
I
So yeah.
think that, yeah, I think that is so important for your, like you say, your people, your family to have faith in you and to appreciate what you are doing, because I think that's always half of the drive, sort of, oh,
Yeah.
they've got my back. I can just get on with it. I think that is so important. And also many artists talk about also the teacher, a teacher who had faith in them, or the parents who had
Mm.
faith in them to do it. And that is sort of the also part of the inspiration to go and then to think, yes, but I can do it because I have somebody who believes in me.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, my teachers. I remember this one teacher from grade 7, Mem Ganjo. She was just a fan of me, and I was just in
Really?
grade 7 at the time. But already, you can already see that I loved music. She would make me sing every solo that was available
Really?
because she believed so much in me. And she's one person that I will never forget, and I can't forget. Even when I go back home, I make sure I go and visit her. She
Really?
would get surprised every time when she sees me.
Oh,
Every time when she sees me. So it's people like that that
yeah,
keep me going, you know, people who believe in me, and the people that I've met in my adult life now who really, really believe and support my craft. It's just, they make it so easy for me to just say, I didn't make it a mistake. I didn't make a wrong decision by
exactly.
choosing career path. So,
Mm.
yeah.
I think this is so important, and I think this beautiful story of yours just proves that you can make a success. And you can use your talent to do it. You know, so
Mm.
well done to you. It's beautiful,
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Yeah. But tell me, you said now you mentioned that you would love to sing in or abroad in Europe or in probably or America. But what is this the dream now? What are the wishes?
You know, at this point, I've always wanted to go work in New York. You
Mm.
know, you know, I think because I know in New York I won't struggle with communicating. You know,
Okay.
it's,
Yeah.
it's, it's English,
Mm.
but I am not, you know, boxing myself.
Mm.
I do want to go to other places as well. Your Italy, your German. I do. I do want to go to those places as well. So I am not boxing myself to say I only want to go to this place. I should an opportunity present itself that okay, I would like you to come to this place. I would go.
Oh.
I would
Mm.
actually go because you never know what's in store. You know, you never know. So I'm not at the moment boxing myself that there's a specific place that I would want to go. As much as I know that I would actually love to go to New York.
Mm.
I would love to go there. Um, so I am actively looking. I am
Yeah.
actively applying and
Mm.
auditioning, and I am hoping for the best. It's not somehow it becomes difficult when I think it through because I have a daughter, a 2-year-old daughter. So I'm like,
Oh, yes.
I am
But
going
she
to
can
miss her
come with.
so
She can come with.
so it's just that, you know, tough decision that, okay, I
Yeah.
need to go and get settled and see where everything is going and how everything is going for me to just before I take the decision of, you know, bringing her with me or, you know, so it's a tough one when I think about leaving her as much as I know that she'll be safe with my mom and my family.
Yeah,
It's just that those, but it's at some point you need to make those tough decisions
exactly.
for
Yeah.
things to happen. So
Mm.
I'm at that point in my life now.
That
Yes.
you have to. Oh, do you know? But that's the thing about motherhood and jobs and all those things. Just it's just sometimes you have to make the decision, you know. And I also think that children are happy also when their mother is happy, you know. So that's
Yes.
also so important, I think.
Very important.
Mm.
Very, very important. So if I'm not happy, then
Yeah, no,
hmm,
that's
I
true.
can't be happy. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
nice for me
Yeah,
to
no, that's true. But I'm wishing with you that your wishes come true and that you um get to go and get the opportunity of, you know, singing on some big stage or being part of opera, and that would be so great. I wish that really for you because you've got such a wonderful, inspirational story.
Thank you so much. Thank you
It's a
so.
great pleasure.
I actually can't wait for that day.
Well, I hope when
I
you're
can't
in the area of Vienna, you have to let me know because I would
definitely.
love to come and see you or and meet you in person.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Mm.
And to anyone who would be seeing this, please fund me. I'm here, please.
Yes, yes. Get in contact with Sina.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much. Thank you so
But
much,
Sina,
Petra.
it was so great to talk to you, and all the best with your wonderful career.
Definitely. Thank you so much for, you know, offering me this opportunity to share my
Great
story with
pleasure.
you. It was lovely talking
Yeah,
to you.
great
Really.
pleasure. You have to send the video to your teacher. She will
Oh,
be so
definitely.
proud.
She
Yeah,
will
she
be
will.
so proud. She'll be so proud. I will definitely send it to her.